about global governance, the failure of it, with regard to the Ebola outbreak. What's Ebola? Ebola is a fatal illness, a virus transmitted from wild animals to people. And when did the outbreak occur? It occurred in West Africa from 2014 to 2016. And starting in Guinea and moving across land borders to Liberia and Sierra Leone. During this epidemic, we saw the failure of global governance. Why? The Médecins Sans Frontières General Director Christopher Stubbs said many institutions failed, with tragic consequences. For that reason, I'm going to start by talking about the WHO, World Health Organization. This agency was the supposed leading one to treat Ebola as a priority. However, it was supposed to act quickly, and it did not. It was not until August 2014 that it declared Ebola as an international health emergency, with the Ebola already covering 3 countries, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. This created a huge mistake because this delay of response was each month tripling the cases. Médecins Sans Frontières organization said that it was there an early warning to WHO of this alarmist and unprecedented situation. However, the WHO put it into question. It left to local governments of Africa to take care of their people, but they did not know how to react to this health crisis because they did not have health experts addressing this issue, and they did not know the origins of deaths. Even African people thought that they had been cursed, that their family had been cursed with a witchcraft. So the Guinea's government, for example, one of the poorest of the world, was considering that people had fever but not Ebola and that they had to be treated separately. Or for example, to change the burial traditions, that in Africa is to touch the body of the dead people. Therefore, it was a huge lack of information that was not coming from outside, and African people did not have it. Moreover, when the international emergency was declared by the WHO, the organization responses were criticized and limited. They were very weak because of the budget cuts in recent years in the organization. Veterans who had previously left with regard to Ebola or other diseases had left, and the score of positions have been eliminated. So the USA took in part the lead. However, as you may know, the USA is only a government, it's not a multilateral health agency. The final responsibility to address the issue, the Ebola not to be spread that far, was for WHO. However, its poor mandate was making so difficult to address the issue. The international community only was concerned of Ebola when it was a threat to their own borders. The USA, followed by the UK and other countries, sent thousands and thousands of troops and medics only when they knew the Ebola was a crisis for their own security. And this was a huge mistake because Africans were left alone. And coming back to the role of organizations, there were few acting quickly to respond to Ebola. The UN created a new emergency mission, the UNMIR, but the UN system was criticized because being implementer, coordinator, and responsible of dealing with the issue, it was so slow in responding to the disease. Only few organizations were proud of their job in dealing with Ebola. For example, Save the Children has thought that they revealed in West Africa huge and high efforts of collaboration, courage, and empathy. But the other organizations accept their work was very slow and that they did not act quickly. So, in conclusion, the international community and the global governance system was so slow and the responses were so fragmented. The responses were so weak that the disease was spreading so quickly and so far by all the territories. WHO, that was the responsible one in this system, in this global governance system, to deal with the issue, it did not take the adequate responsibility. And the international community, who had been the responsible to help the Africans, knew it very late and it was a mistake because they only took the problem as an international concern when it was a threat to their own security. So the question is, are we just thinking of others' problems and interests when they become our interests and problems? Or are we acting in some places because we have a sense of humanity? We may do ask this question because we are we only act in those places when they are becoming our threats and challenges. And the second question that I will do in this task is global governance needing a great reform or just some little aspects to be changed? Some lives, thousands of them, could have been saved. Thank you very much.